Hello guys, welcome back. Today, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 biggest steals from the 2019 NHL Draft. There were lots of solid picks in the 2019 NHL Draft, but which picks end up being steals, and who is the biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft? Watch till the end to find out. We're going to jump straight into it, and at number 10, the 10th biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Bobby Brink. He's a left winger at age 17, drafted 34th overall in the second round by the Philadelphia Flyers, and Bobby Brink should have never been available in the second round. The type of talent he brings is totally first-line caliber, but the Philadelphia Flyers will definitely take him at 34. In the USHL this season, Bobby Brink ended up playing 43 games, getting 35 goals, 33 assists for 68 points. In the U18 World Juniors, he played 5 games with Team USA, getting 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. And when it comes to Bobby Brink personally, I have him as the 19th best prospect in this NHL draft, and to get him at number 34, again, I think is an absolute steal. I kind of saw Bobby Brink going later in the first round, but at number 34 to the second round, Philadelphia gets one of the best steals in the entire NHL draft. Moving on to my 9th biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Payton Krebs at 17th overall. Now, he is a center at age 18, again, selected 17th overall by the Vegas Golden Knights, and he had a brilliant season, and unfortunately in the offseason training that he just recently had to get a surgery on an Achilles tendon, which was one of the main reasons why I think he dropped. But anyways, at number 17, getting a top talent like that is a steal for the Vegas Golden Knights. With Kootenay in the WHL, he played 64 games, getting 19 goals, 49 assists for 68 points. In U18 World Juniors with Team Canada, played 7 games, 6 goals, 4 assists for 10 points. And he obviously played on a terrible Kootenay ice team, so he wasn't able to do too much point production-wise, but he's an absolute amazing talent. I had him as the 8th best prospect in this draft, and to get him almost 10 picks later is an absolute steal, 100%. Moving on to my 8th biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Dustin Wolf, and him getting selected 214th overall by the Calgary Flames. Now, he's a goaltender at age 18. In my personal opinion, I think he's the 3rd best goaltender in this draft, and there is a bunch of goalies that went ahead of him. He slipped all the way down to the 7th round, and while he has small size, I think he'll pack a big punch with the Calgary Flames. Now, in the WHL with Everbrook, he played 61 games, getting a 1.69 goals against average and a .936 save percentage. And in the WHL, I think it's the highest scoring league in the entire CHL, he is able to put up those numbers as a draft-eligible goaltender. Now, of course, he's not as tall as some other goaltenders available, but I still think those type of stats and that type of performance warrants at least, I would say, a top 5 or round 5 pick, at least at that point. But he dropped all the way down to the 7th round, likely because of his short size, but even then, the potential that he has is amazing, and for Calgary, they need that goaltender in the future, and Dustin Wolf can't be that. To number 7, the 7th biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Patrick Puempel. Now, he is a left winger, age 18, drafted 73rd overall by the Carolina Hurricanes, and when it came to his projection, I had him as the 38th best prospect in this draft, but to give him at number 73 is an absolute blessing for the Carolina Hurricanes. At this point, Carolina was already having a fantastic draft, but getting Puempel at 73 just adds to their already amazing finished core that they have going on. Now, in the Liga, he played 16 games this season, getting 1 point. In the U18 World Juniors, he got 5 games played, getting 5 points. He was very solid in the Mistis as well. But when it comes to Puempel, again, the potential he has is amazing. I think he's been one of the main risers in this draft, but he was looked at as a guy that could be a first-round pick, but he ended up sliding all the way down to 73, and Carolina will definitely take that. Moving on to the 6th best steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Marshall Warren, and him going 166th overall to the Minnesota Wild. Now, he's a defensive prospect at age 18. He was ranked as the 43rd best prospect in my opinion, and when it's almost 100 spots away from my prospect rankings, you're doing pretty well for yourself. Now, I still don't know why Marshall Warren dropped that far, but for Minnesota, they already were having a pretty solid draft, but Marshall Warren was definitely the biggest steal for them. In the USDP this season, Marshall Warren played 58 games, getting 8 goals, 26 assists for 34 points. In the U18 World Juniors with Team USA, he played 7 games, getting 3 assists. Now, again, from what I've seen from Marshall Warren, I don't think he's this superstar prospect. I think he will be a top 4 guy in the future, but I still don't know why he fell that far. In the 6th round, that's an amazing steal right there. I think he has potential to be a top 4 guy in the NHL if everything pans out. Minnesota usually has a pretty solid track record of developing defensemen especially, and if there's any team that can develop him right, I think it is Minnesota. So Marshall Warren's going to the right place, and an amazing steal at 166th. to the Minnesota Wild. Moving on to my 5th best and biggest prospect steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Nils Hoglund and him going 40th overall to the Vancouver Canucks. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you would know that Nils Hoglund is one of my favorite prospects in the entire draft. He should be a first rounder, should be a top 20 prospect in this draft, and he goes to 40 to Vancouver. Nils Hoglund is a left winger, a Swedish-born left winger, and in the SHL this season, he played 50 games, getting 7 goals, 7 assists for 14 points. When it comes to Nils Hoglund, though, I think he's the 16th best prospect in this draft. That's where I had him ranked, and to get him at number 40 in the second round especially is an amazing deal. Now, I wasn't really surprised that Nils Hoglund did fall down that much. He doesn't really seem like a fan favorite for a lot of different scouts and a lot of different people in the NHL, but I personally am a big fan of what he brings talent-wise, and for the Vancouver Canucks, another Swedish-born forward looks pretty good for them right now. Now for my 4th biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Nicholas Robertson and him going 53rd overall to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now he is an American left-wing prospect at age 17, one of the youngest prospects in this draft, but still an amazing season. When it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs, they didn't really have too many picks, but this pick was a home run and seems like a Toronto Maple Leafs kind of pick, which is usually the right pick to make. Nicholas Robertson is a left-wing American-born prospect at age 17, one of the youngest prospects in this draft. I am ranked as the 22nd best prospect in this draft, as I'm very, very high on him. When it came to his season stats, he played 54 games in the OHL, getting 27 goals, 28 assists for 55 points. When it came to the Peterborough Pizza of the OHL, he wasn't really around the best team, at least offensively, and again, I think there are a lot more potential to put up points in the OHL. He's incredibly talented and has a ton of amazing puck skills, and for the Toronto Maple Leafs and Nicholas Robertson, a guy that is a young, small, and has amazing talent, it's pretty much a match made in heaven. Moving on to number 3, and for my 3rd biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Arthur Kaliyev and him going 33rd overall to the LA Kings. Now, he's a left-wing American-born prospect at age 17. He was ranked 11th in my final prospect rankings. I'm a pretty big fan of him and what he brings. In the OHL, he played 67 games, getting 102 points. He's absolutely phenomenal, and getting him in the second round is a huge deal for LA. Obviously, with Arthur Kaliyev, it's been beaten to death that he has an effort issue, that he's a lazy player out there, but the tools that he has are top 10 caliber. He has the best shot in the draft, and I think puck handling wise, he's very underrated too. The skating is solid, and I think when it comes to the effort level, I think that kind of problem is kind of overblown. Now, he ended up slipping out to the second round, so obviously NHL scouts and NHL GMs are not too high on him, but Ottawa also skipped down him at number 3 too, and for the LA Kings, a team that needs goal scoring, alongside a guy like Alex Turcotte, that will be scary in just a few short years. Moving on to number 2, my 2nd biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Pavel Rozaev and him going 79th overall to the Vegas Golden Knights. And when it comes to Pavel Rozaev, I'm a pretty big fan of him. I have him as the 18th best prospect in this draft. And to go 79th overall, as a Vegas Golden Knights fan, I am freaking ecstatic and honestly hyped for what he might bring. Pavel Rozaev is a Russian right-wing prospect at age 18. In the MHL this season, he played 19 games, getting 17 goals, 14 assists for 31 points. In the KHL, he was able to stick around for 23 games, getting 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. And when it came to Pavel Rozaev, I mean, even though the stats are nice for him, the overall play offensively especially is what he really brings. Now, there are some concerns about him dropping down to 79th overall, why that actually happened, but I still think he's a first-round talent and should be picked in the first round, and Vegas getting him in the 3rd round basically at that point is an amazing steal. Now, Vegas already has a pretty strong connection when it comes to Russian players, so them picking Pavel Rozaev is no surprise whatsoever, but I think they will know how to develop him right. I think he will develop right. He'll come over to North America pretty soon, and when it comes to Pavel Rozaev, him being a top 6 winger for the future in Vegas wouldn't exactly surprise me. Heading on into number 1, the biggest steal of the 2019 NHL Draft, I have Col Caulfield at 15th overall to the Montreal Canadiens. The American-born right-wing prospect in the USDP this season played 64 games, getting 72 goals, 28 assists for 100 points. In the U18 World Juniors with Team USA, he played 7 games, getting 14 goals, 4 assists for 8 points. Now, Col Caulfield was my 7th best prospect in the entire NHL draft, but he was looked at as a guy that could potentially be a top 5 pick. LA was kind of the team that people were looking at as a potential option for him, but he just kept dropping. Teams like Detroit, teams like LA, of course, teams like Anaheim, Buffalo, teams that I thought would definitely be in on him ended up selecting other guys. Now, this was also because of guys like Kirby Dach heavily going up, guys like Maurice Seider jumping up big. But when it came to Col Caulfield, in no world should he be going 15th overall, but somehow, some way, he did. Going from a potential top 5 pick all the way down to 15th overall is just massive. There's always that one prospect that ends up going down big that was predicted to go in the top 10, but obviously doesn't. And Col Caulfield was that type of guy this time around, especially to the Montreal Canadiens, who I think are a perfect fit for them. Honestly, when it comes to Col Caulfield, he's an amazing goal scorer. I don't think he's the product of Jack Hughes. I think he's one of the reasons why Jack Hughes put up those points. And when it came to Col Caulfield, he has amazing talent, amazing goal scoring. I think he's the best goal scorer of this draft. Maybe not the best shot, but the best goal producer. And for Montreal to have that prospect in their system is absolutely amazing. They already got a fantastic prospect pool, but adding Col Caulfield number 15 is just miraculous. One of the main reasons why I think Col Caulfield dropped to 15th overall is not because of his overall play, but it's because of his size. He's 5'7". He is not a tall prospect by any means. He's very short when it comes to NHL players. But when it comes to drafting a talent like that, a guy that is so dominant goal scoring wise, and in the USDP, in the USHL, and in the U18s, that's the type of player you take a risk on in the top 10, even if he's not 6 foot or whatever you might want. But Montreal gets some common sense, one of the few teams that had common sense in that first round, and gets Col Caulfield at number 15. Again, for the teams that did end up passing to him in that 7 to 14 range are going to massively be regretful in the next few years. But of course, with this video, I need to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments down below. So let me know what you think about my top 10 biggest steals of the 2019 NHL draft. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know. And of course, the question on to you. Who do you think is the biggest steal of the NHL draft? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you can click on this card right here to watch my biggest winners of the 2019 NHL draft. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on my top 10 steals and who you think is the biggest steal of the 2019 NHL draft. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.